watching Yu-Gi-Oh matches, especially matches like this that are going to be just really competitive.
Tamir is arguably one of the best locals that goes to Versus.
Yeah, he is literally power rank #1 at the moment.
And Asala is part of Jalber's team. So
Yes. So this is going to be a really good match.
I don't know what either of them are playing, but I know Tamir
Oh, Tamir 100% is
probably
playing
playing
Phantom
his
Knights.
Phantom
Yeah.
Knights. No idea what Asala plays.
Saul asked me for some interesting cards before the tournament started.
Scales.
So,
So he's playing Pepe. Or Draco Pals, I guess.
So for reference, what I was doing is they were bringing up the sheet, and I was just recording. Nobody's come up and claimed it. A lot of people have seen it, but I guess it's a total thing. I don't know.
I think that's.
he's got the Bumbuku as a scale as well.
That's a weird choice.
It's a very weird choice.
I don't understand these plays, but
I'm not doubting it though. I
that's
mean,
the plant donkey thing.
oh, the little radish. Those
Yeah,
things
the
are
radish
awesome.
horse. I don't know why more people don't play it, but
I
I
don't either.
genuinely think that's a good card.
What's funny is I've seen a lot of people that have come to verses that are not locals. When I've seen them play, they play. They use the radish card. I have not seen a local player yet using that radish card.
For my deck personally, I didn't feel like it added enough to justify the space, but as a one of that's searchable in this deck like crazy. I mean,
Hmm.
and especially with matchups where you really care about that attack power, being able to attack over a Blue Eyes, for example, because you have that one card. So it looks like Asala knows what Tamir is playing because of the first turn Dweller again.
Probably because
Might be the mat that
might
gave
be
it
the
away.
mat, or maybe he got some intel before the match started. I don't know. Or maybe it's. I mean, Abyss Dweller's not bad nowadays. A lot of people still playing Phantom Knights, and he's got. Is that a Soul Charge?
Yeah, that's a soul charge in hand.
Hmm. Another match I'm really looking forward to is, or hoping for. I want Ryan Murakami to play Oscar Velez.
I think Oscar's is probably the most interesting guy to watch. Let's leave it at that.
Well, because they're both sponsored. I don't know if you know that, and so they they're both really good in my
Yeah,
opinion. That's why
they're
they
both
are,
really good.
and so to see them play, I think would be a lot of fun as well.
I don't know if you've ever watched Oscar, but when Oscar plays and he opens really well, you'll see that big smirk on his face.
Uh huh.
And when he opens trash, he just lets that off right immediately.
Yeah.
Everyone knows when he opens it.
Yeah.
He has a terrible poker face. Let's leave it at that. But he'll still play around and use a bad hand and still figure it out.
Tamir. What are you gonna do?
See, I think Dweller was an interesting choice.
Beatrice. Okay. Did you go to the last event that we were at,
Which one?
where Asala and Ryan Murakami won that event?
No, I was unable to make that one
Oh, okay.
personally. I think I was out of town for that one.
That was really good too.
So he's playing some sort of Odd Eyes Magic Specters, but he's also playing a lot more Pepe's stuff than I'd personally see in that deck. Tamir with his one Beatrice on board. I think it's the necessary move, but at the same time, if he has the Kieran play, then that has to be a solemn face down. Otherwise, it's all been for nothing, I think.
Interesting. Did you notice? He shuffled. Tamir cut. He searched again. Asala shuffled, and then Tamir didn't cut.
I'm not sure if that'll necessarily matter.
Will if you got that good top deck.
Yeah. I think at this point, though, it could easily be game. Watch this early on. As long as that's not a solemn of some kind.
He's got a lot of monsters that he can pendulum summon.
Yeah.
I think Tamir knows it too. He's like, man.
Well, you can tell on his face. He's kind of.
Yep.
They're both thinking. But if that's not a solemn, then I think. And he has the avian
man.
as well.
That is nuts.
So if that's a solemn, then I think he's safe. If not, then I think he just gets bounced and they go for game. Or a little shy of game, actually, I think.
Yep. $50 cards, my dude. That's what 50 cards looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
Why is he running that?
Huh? Because the man he's too good. That's why he can get away with it, I guess. Here's the thing. I cannot justify me criticizing any player that tops pretty much every tournament there is. I mean, this dude, if he wants to run 60 cards, sure.
He could get away with it, especially with a deck that mills that much.
And the other day, I don't know if you saw the stream, the man potted Desired with 13 cards left. He risked it for the biscuit, and he ended up winning. It was great. Dude
I
had
mean,
one
if
card
you
left
have
to draw.
enough to where you only need something specific to win, then why not? But I guess with Pot of Desires in his decks, then I can understand 50 or more being justified. There's an interesting argument about Desires, though, if it's worth it or not, and I think if you bump it up to more cards in your deck, then it's definitely. But with all the one-ofs that you run in VA right now, I'm not sure if I'd want to risk it personally. Banishing a Graph or a Sir would really bite the dust.
Say Fog Blades. The Apex. That's all I was thinking. And we're gonna
Calling
get
for
a
the judge. I think that was for clarification on Fogblade versus Avian.
yeah. Did Asala pass?
I don't know if
Yeah, I think he passed. Yeah, dude, because
I don't know
Tamir
why
just
he
drew.
passed like that.
I don't know either.
I would have killed the.
Alright. Abductor.
It'll be interesting to see how the Phantom Knights evolve over time with the new card coming out. They have a new rank up, and I think it can give them Ophion. So I think that'll
Yeah.
make it a lot more interesting. I'm not sure what the grave effect is, unfortunately, but being able to make Ophion in this format seems like a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
So the Soul Charge.
Soul charging, huh? 2K?
Looks like it. Yep. Now with 50 cards in his deck, do you think he's running 2 or more Tactile Boards?
No.
No. It's an interesting choice, though.
Alright, Levier's effect. Gloves. Overlaying.
I don't know what he'd do at this point, because if you go Phantom Knight and pop a scale, he has another one in hand already.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna break Sword the Cure?
Kieran can't be targeted.
Oh, that's right.
And you don't want to hit
I mean,
the odd eyes because he can just summon the odd eyes out. I think he has to go for one of the scales, but I know he has that magical deflector, or not deflector,
yeah, abductor.
abductor in hand. Which I think that's a 5 scale, if I recall correctly. It's a 3 or a 5.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah,
Because
it
that
was
was bounced to
yeah.
hand. Scar him off of Libic to keep him on field.
Huh.
Pretty sure 19?
So he hit the high scale.
Sending Fog Blade. Man, Tamir's going in.
He's soul charged, so he won't be able to attack this turn. But if he could, then he'll pop the scale again, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
That might help him out for now, but... And then I think you pop the Dark Rebellion in this scenario. Just to get rid of that empty slot, since Dark Rebellion is probably going to get bounced anyway. Yeah, because if he was going to pop the Phantom Knight itself, then I think he would have left. He wouldn't have cared about which material he took off.
All right.
That was an interesting choice.
Hey, do you need me? One more round?
Pretty sure one of those that he just said is a Solemn Strike.
It has to be at this point, I think. Solemn in order to keep him in the game. But I think that Kieran's going to bounce.
Is
the
that a
beat
twin
this.
twister or is that an MST though? I think it's an MST.
If it's a twin twister, he
Pretty
wins.
sure it's MST.
Well, with the pendulums in the first place, you don't want a twin twister to discard that pendulum.
Yeah, it's MST. is he gonna do, folks? What is he gonna do?
Right now he has a scale 3, so
You can see the Radish, boys. You
so
can
the
see
way the Radish works is that's a free summon because his opponent controls more cards.
Uh-huh.
And then I believe the Radish also gets to select a monster and make it lose life attack equal to the attack, half the attack of the Radish itself. Or the defense. I'm not 100% sure. Usually it's about 500. I'd have
Right.
to look at the card specifically, but I think it's basically makes something lose 500.
Oh, wait a minute.
He just bounced it back to hand off of Kieran. The card's not once per turn, I believe, so he could do it again if he wanted to.
Wow.
I think that might be the field spell, actually. Castell away your problems, or at least get him to respond.
So this is the Radish. If your opponent controls a special summoned monster and controls at least as many monsters as you can special summon this card from your hand once per turn. You can target one face-up monster on each player's field until the end of the turn. So it's once per turn.
It could be once per turn instead of you can only use this effect once per turn. Though.
Uh-huh.
Like if you look at Dante, that's a once per turn effect, but you can resolve it twice. So he's going to Castell away the Beatrice, or at least attempt to, I believe.
Yep.
Have him send the Solemn with Beatrice. That's the pro
Absolutely.
play.
That's the nuts.
Farfa it away. I think Tamir definitely put himself in a good position.
Yeah. Tamir's pretty good.
And the Dante got that back. I think he's scooping it up.
Yep.
Yeah. He had the Solemn.
Oh, he did have the Solemn.
But he figured he'd rather Farfa it so that he could get the Dante effect to add the Seer to him.
Yep.
That's a smart play.
Pretty smart, man. Pretty smart. Tamir's pretty good.
Now, last time I played Tamir with a Pendulum deck, he had the anti-spell fragrances that he cited in. I'd assume he'd do the same here.
Uh-huh.
If I had to guess about Asala, maybe Shadow Imprisoner, but I'm not sure how many people are currently playing
I would
that.
think now is going to be the time that he's going to cite in those cards like I was talking about. If he did find them, that were just really weird.
Well, I know he was looking for, I can't remember the name of it,
Uh-huh.
but there's the card that you can use against Blue Eyes and basically lower all of their attack and then attack over them all.
Uh-huh.
And that's not something that I think would help him here.
Oh, so, okay, so I just saw what he's citing in. So listen to this. This is awesome, okay? Tamir is citing in Lava Ghouls.
Yeah. I mean, Kieran,
Genius.
with Kieran out there and with...
Think about it. Well, because
Yeah.
he's like, what's better than me having Kaijus? Lava Golem. He's
the
like, everybody
argument
puts out.
against it,
He's like, everybody's got 2 cards. I was like, yeah, but then you're going to get destroyed. And then I forget what he said he was going to do to bounce it back.
he can either
I think he said he was going to farfet it.
Farfet, get rid of it on his opponent's turn,
Yeah.
and then summon it again
Yeah.
and have it return on his end. That would essentially burn them for 2,000 at least. That's an interesting option.
Interesting tech choice, in my opinion.
My one problem with Lava Golem is that it takes up your summon that turn and prevents you from doing any normal or setting that turn. Which
Right.
with a deck like BA where you need to be able to do that.
Yeah, but BA you can just like. Yeah.
He has enough back row to where he can stall. He's also got it looks like fairy wind there for the scales. Double maxi.
Maxi too good.
Yeah. It's a shame.
If
they
you're a
hit
Sala, you going first or second? What would you choose?
that. Against a deck like Phantom Knights, I'd rather go first. Because again, you can set up that Dweller, which can hit
Yeah.
your opponent. You can set up other things to do.
I agree. I was gonna go first. Oh, is he set? Oh,
Raigeki. That's an interesting option for this deck in particular. Raigeki
Yeah, I would probably
versus the Magic Spectres is
I probably would have
useless.
sided the Raigeki out.
I would have sided that out personally. But Tamir is,
Tamir.
yeah. He's playing 50 cards and he's up 1-0 in the match. So,
All right. What's he got, folks? Oh, can't see. All right. He's got the Mirage Dragon, I think. That new one.
yeah, the one that I like and no
He's
one else seems to
got
like.
He's got Odd Eyes Fusion.
I think I see
I
Unicorn
think.
there.
Yeah, I think Asala's gonna go off right here. He set up a pretty good board.
I think that's a Storming Mirror Force and an Anti-Spell Fragrance I saw in Tamir's hand.
No, I've got it here. Yeah, Michael got the win.
He's got his Magical Abductor again. And he's got spells to where he can do stuff. It'll be interesting.
He's doing stuff is important.
He's doing his stuff and things. One scale. Now,
Can I read this bad card that nobody uses?
Let
Let me
me
check
have
it
a
out real
sec.
quick.
I think it's good, but I'm running a Dark Pepe build, which means you're going to have it for Allure, and it's searchable off of the field spell, Sky Iris.
Yeah. See, you guys all use these weird cards. You know, it's just easy. Just play Cleatomize.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So Odd Eyes Magician,
Hot Eyes Mirage Dragon.
Mirage Dragon. I mean, its Pendulum effect is once per turn. If a face-up Odd Eyes Pendulum monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy one card in your Pendulum zone, and if you do, place one face-up Odd Eyes Pendulum monster in your extra deck in your Pendulum zone, except Odd Eyes Mirage Dragon. All right. Monster effect. During either player's turn, while an Odd Eyes card is in your Pendulum zone, you can target one Odd Eyes monster you control. The first time it would be destroyed by battle or card effect. This turn, it is not destroyed. You can only use it. Oh, that's pretty good.
So you think about it with Sky Iris,
Pretty
you
good.
can essentially leave the Phoenix in your scale,
Yeah.
summon this on board, and your opponent has to hit it twice, and then summon it back on your turn since it's a pendulum.
Can I use this?
What
I
deck
have
are
it?
you trying to play right now?
I'm going to build a new Odd Eyes deck.
No.
Did-
You don't
Let's
seem
see.
like someone who. I don't think I've ever seen you play pendulums.
This guy got the Terratops again.
The Terratops in the back wall, and it looks like a
Time,
Farfa.
is that a time space trap? No. Is that a Phoenix too? No.
I can't tell what one of them is, but I know one of them looks like a storming.
One of
Mirror
them's Trap
Force or a
Stone.
drowning mirror force, maybe.
Is it trap? I don't know. Storming Mirror? So
I know a lot of people thought Terratop was going to get hit.
yeah, it should.
I don't think so. I think if anything, the Brilliant Fusion engine was better. Because Brilliant being able to foolish off something especially in a deck where you're playing fights or you're relying on your normal summons. Like, I'm not sure if you paid attention to the Madolche player at Worlds, but he played both of them. His Terror Top was just there for an Invoker, but by playing the Brilliant Fusion engine, not only could he get a monster on board because he was playing the Perform Mage, but he was able to go ahead and send normal summon a Madolche Magdalene to get his search and then normal summon whatever he searched out. Essentially letting him search his Hoot Cake, have something in the grave for Hoot Cake, banish that to summon the Angeli, tribute the Angeli.
So you ready for this? Okay. So Ding Ding told me that Tamir always sets his best back row on the left side. And he called it the other day because he said that, and immediately after he said that, he got Twin Twistered and the left side and the card closest to the middle that was on the left because he had 4 set. Both of the cards on the left, best cards he set down.
Well, if you look at game 1, he had a Solemn on the left as well.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, so he always sets it to the left.
Those are the little things that make this game really interesting. And it makes it,
those are the little things is why you should be watching this stream.
yeah.
Because if you watch and you hear that, you now have inside information that if you play
Yes.
Tamir Brown, it's probably on the left.
Yeah, that Solemn's always going to be all the way to the left.
And if you're Tamir Brown, you know you need to stop setting everything on the left.
Yeah. So he's going to far away his problems again.
I don't see the huge problems that he has.
Yeah,
though.
I don't
Like,
understand why he would farfa there. I would rather wait until.
till you actually have like a really big problem.
I would rather send a Skarm if anything there. If I had to send something. But because he had the Dante, he could add the farfa to hand again. But
Ooh, he said the vanities.
he passed.
How the? Oh, that's right.
Comes back at end
Yeah.
phase.
Oh, the eyes. Fusion.
Foolish.
Foolish burial. Huh?
Send the lava golem. That's gonna let him summon again. No, I don't know why they decided to hit Beatrice to 1.
Because it's broke.
It's a really good card.
Broke. That's why. You
But
kidding
if
me?
you wanted to kill the archetype, all you have to do is hit Dante.
Yeah, well, I don't think they want to kill the archetype. Like,
Still, then
You
hit him
know,
to 2. That's
like-
my argument. Hit him to 2, that hurts the deck just enough. Hit him,
Dante should be a 2.
hit him to 1, that kills the archetype. Beatrice is
know,
a
like,
problem
if
card,
you-
but
Yeah, I guess, and if you even put Dante at 2, it's like, so what? It's still really good. I don't know.
but the fact that they've had to hit Surya and Graf to 1,
It's still good. It's still good. It's crazy.
and yet I can't have my Shadow,
No
At
construct for you, bro.
no construct for me.
You don't deserve it.
I think I do.
Oh, he's doing his break sword. Is he gonna hit the radish?
Well, I'm not sure if that's back row or his hand there. I think that's his hand. He's gonna hit the scales again. That's the smart plays.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to do it again.
You see the radish.
He's like, let me look at this thing. Is this thing any good?
Well, it's one of those weird cards that you look at and because of the artwork, I mean,
Yeah, nobody thinks of this.
who looks at a radish horse and thinks,
Nobody should.
the entire Performapal archetype is
Hey,
just so weird.
do they have a potato card?
I don't know if you've made Oscar a card yet.
Man, no, that'd be way cool to have a potato. You know, you get your radish, you get your potato.
Now, Master Key Beetle, I remember when that card came out. Right around the time when Vegas had Worlds, actually.
Yeah.
That used to be hyped up because of the safe zone lock. It's still a good card, I think, but my biggest issue with it is you show off what you need to protect. You show off the card that if they're playing something to select it and remove it, they know what to do. Like if you had to banish a back row, you now know which one you had to banish. That Odd Eyes Fusion again, though. Yeah, Vortex.
Fog blade.
That's rough. So what I think just happened was he attempted to activate to
Yeah.
negate the first Fog Blade, and the second one was there. I think that he's out of his Farfas right now.
Yeah.
I think he has the one in hand, but he doesn't have a discard outlet for it. So he could summon it to get rid of the back row, but I don't think that's the smart play. I think the biggest issue right now is getting over that back row and then worrying about the Vortex Dragon. That's a Libic in hand that he's thinking about summoning. Now what he could do is he could use Key Beetle's effect and get the card back in grave. And I think that's a Phantom Knight that he could summon from the grave or banish to send a card to grave. That could give him an XYZ option, and if he goes into Break Sword here, I think he wins. Because he can Break Sword the back row, and if he pops the Break Sword, then he can bring them back out and go into Dark Rebellion. And I think that's what he's looking at.
Better hurry up. We have 1 minute left in time.
Protect the Beatrice. Use the effect. And then he'll summon a different one if he has one available. And that's officially in time.
They are officially in time.
Still in game 2. Now, one of the interesting matchups that occurred in round 1 was a Cyber Angel Mirror match,
Really?
which I think personally is a fascinating game to try and watch. Sitting on a Herald game 1 can usually secure you the victory, but I'm not sure in the mirror match if that would be enough. Just because you'll negate this stuff, but because of how quickly you're able to search out a replacement. It's an interesting option. Is he gonna pass?
Yep.
He's gonna pass.
Well, he's only got.
That's gotta be a.
He's just going ultra defensive because he's going. He's got to win in 3 turns.
Well,
He's got a good next turn.
that's clearly going to be a face down Burning Abyss right now.
Yeah.
Because if he had a Phantom Knight, he could have popped the back row, gotten over the Odd Eyes, and swung for.
I do not think he got a scale to use.
So that's turn 2. Meanwhile, if his
Well,
Salma.
no, it'd be 0, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's turn 2 now.
Yeah, he's turned. Okay, yeah, he's turned 2.
He's got a Twin Twister in hand now. Ooh. Hit both the scale and the back row.
What was the vortex?
Libic's gonna pop itself to let him get a summon. And then I think he pops the back row. Or he can do that
Wow.
and get the free special summon. And that's game.
Wow. Wow. I am totally just.
That was more one-sided than I expected.
That was. Yeah, well.
He did the smart moves, popping
He
the
did the smart
scales.
move. I mean, the
Well,
man is good. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
It just seemed like he had all the outs at the right time.
yeah.
And he used his 1 Beatrice well. Triple Farfa, though, I believe.
All right, well, that will be the end of round 2. We are in time, so we should be back to you real soon for
Round 3.
round 3 and another spicy matchup for you guys. So thanks for watching. Again, if you haven't already, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all at versus LV, and we will